Hello, everybody. I'm your local newscaster, Wanderson, here today, bringing you all the latest and greatest tech and gaming news straight to your door. On the chopping block for today, we have some news involving Nintendo. Now, I know that I'm quite late for this story, but we're just gonna have to make do with what we have here. Because I didn't want to believe this at first, but it seems to be true. So, for those of you who don't know, the Zelda community is pretty upset right now because Nintendo has delayed the game, the HD Zelda game for the Wii U, a second time. Yeah, this isn't the first time, for those of you who don't know. The original release date of the game was supposed to be, well, according to Amazon, quite a while back, it was supposed to be December 31st, 2015. Um, but then again, a lot of games were set to release on that day. Um, so I think that was just something that Amazon or Nintendo just put in there because they weren't exactly sure and they wanted to push the release date as far back as possible to finish development of the game. I don't really remember what the first delay was for, but it basically just said the game would come out sometime early to mid 2016, and now they're delaying it again. Um, a lot of fans actually thought that it would make an appearance at E3 2015 last year, and well, that didn't happen. Uh, Instead, we got Federation Force, Metroid Prime Federation Force, which I know I'm gonna basically have tons of hardcore Metroid fans on my ass, but just know I'm one of you. I am a hardcore Metroid fan. I pre-ordered that goddamn game, and I regret doing so. Um, Anyways, enough of that. Nintendo has delayed the game again until sometime in 2017. So, next year. But the good news is, I guess we'll have less than a year to wait. How's that good news? Well, Nintendo has ultimately confirmed that this game will be released on both the Wii U and the NX. Now, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube um, saying that they believe Nintendo is going to just push this game back to be kind of like Twilight Princess was to launch both on the GameCube and Wii in Twilight Princess's case, but in this case, it will launch on both the Wii U and the NX, whatever that will be. And well, I'll talk more about how I feel about NX and what I think Nintendo should do with that a little later in this video. I may even make a whole video dedicated to that. I'm not exactly sure. Um, so, anyways, this is the second time that Nintendo has done this. And I understand some games being delayed if you provide a good reasoning for it, but I don't feel that this is a good reason. They should really be trying to sell as many Wii U consoles as they can right now. Now, I understand if they don't sell, like, if they don't want to sell that many Wii U consoles right now, because they may want people to kind of hold off till March of next year when NX launches. Now, I don't think that launching NX this early is that good of an idea, honestly. I truly believe that Nintendo should wait. They should bleed through their mistake here. Now, I'm a big Nintendo fan. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying that Nintendo should die. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm saying Nintendo should just kind of pull through their mistake here and realize what they've done, that what they've done with the Wii U has failed, and wait until Sony and Microsoft kind of announce their new consoles, which technically you could say they already have because Sony is now working on like it's PlayStation 4.5. They're saying it's not a next gen console, but let's face it, it is a next gen console. Whenever you make a new console with revved up hardware from the previous generation, that is next generation in my book. I don't care what you say. That is just next generation, no doubt about it. Um, but Microsoft is kind of remaining quiet in this. So I guess maybe NX could do good right now if like Sony and Microsoft are launching new consoles. A lot of people believe that Microsoft is going to be launching something, but for Nintendo, I don't know how it's going to go because Nintendo likes to do gimmicks, really. Ever since the Wii, really, their previous console, they've kind of always had some form of a gimmick on their console. The Wii, it was motion controls. The Wii U, it's a tablet controller. The GameCube was the most powerful console of its generation. It outperformed the PlayStation 2, but didn't sell very well, and that's probably because the smaller discs, developers didn't like the smaller capacity. Um, and then like the N64, that was Nintendo clinging to the past. The Super Nintendo, that was the most powerful console. The NES, the most powerful console till the Genesis came out. But Nintendo, they've kind of poisoned the Wii lineup. I wouldn't care if they called the Wii U the Wii U if it was executed better, really. I don't really know any other way to say that. Um, it they just the way they launched the Wii U and everything is very poorly executed, and it could have done better because I know a lot of people who, before I straight up told them that the Wii U was a whole nother console, they thought it was just an add-on for the Wii, like an overpriced add-on for the Wii. But back on the topic of Zelda Wii U, this doesn't leave too many exciting things this year for current Wii U owners. And we don't have that much to begin with, honestly. Most of the games on the Wii U are Nintendo games, like they were first party developed by Nintendo. Um, so I honestly feel that NX, I don't care what gimmick you're gonna pack into the NX, okay? I don't care if it is the most powerful console, at least make it able to keep up with your competitors. I'd love to see it be the most powerful console. I would love to see that. But knowing Nintendo and what they've done recently, I don't think that's going to happen. I would love to see Mario in seamless 1080p 60 FPS, and I know we do have some games out there like that right now, but I'd love to play like like a Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, a star collecting game like that in full 1080p on an actual Nintendo console rather than what the only way to really do that right now is through emulators. Now, I don't emulate GameCube games like that. I do emulate some games, but I make sure that I own those games. Um, so honestly, I don't know. I don't know where Nintendo's gonna go. They've got a lot of cleaning up to do. Uh, they've really screwed up their consoles, and I have a feeling if NX is a flop, Nintendo's not going to be given very many more chances for the console market, if any more chances, actually. I have a feeling, I'm going to be completely honest, I have a feeling that if NX flops, Nintendo is going to have to, that Nintendo's going to end up like Sega, honestly. I mean, yeah, the 3DS is doing great. I haven't looked at like 3DS sales lately, but um, last I checked, which was about the release of the new 3DS shortly after that last year, about like a year and some change. They were doing great. Their sales were more than expected, but with the new 3DS, as far as I'm aware, there's only one title that requires the hardware improvements the new 3DS provides. And that's Xenoblade Chronicles, which isn't even an original game. It's a remake of a Wii game. So, yeah, Nintendo needs to step up their game in that market. Like, I pre-ordered the new 3DS. I traded in my old 3DS to pre-order the new one, and I kind of feel left out. Yeah, I know I can go back and play 3DS games on it. It's backwards compatible all the way to the DS, and I love that. But you gotta make more games. This thing, you normally will have a launch lineup for new consoles, and this one, for North America at least, there wasn't a single game out when this console came out that utilized its full hardware. We had to wait for Xenoblade Chronicles to be released before we could really see what this thing was capable of. And that, in my opinion, was a huge mistake. I mean, and definitely in a market where cell phones rule all, smartphones just rule everything. This is it is amazing that the 3DS is doing so well, and I blame its success on the fact that it has actual buttons and a touch screen. Because for gaming, I can't see you how many. Of course, I can't see you. I can't tell you how many people I see in my school on a daily basis that just sit there with like a controller, like a controller with like a little like arm that grabs their phone and they're playing a game using the controller. And with the 3DS, you don't have to buy a separate controller. It's already there. So I just guess I don't understand why people do that. I mean, yeah, I get that there are some games on iOS that aren't on the 3DS or Android that aren't on the 3DS, but I have a feeling that's why it's so popular. That's why so many people have it. And anyways, guys, that's all I have to say. If I go on any longer, it's going to turn on or it's going to turn out to be an excruciatingly long video. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you guys so much for all the support you've given me. And I'm your local newscaster, Wanderson. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And I'm signing out. See you all next time.